So, Aiyuk and Trent are not at practice, obviously, because they didn't get a contract and they didn't accept it. So, we're currently in a situation where we are going through some uncharted territory as a San Francisco 49ers fan. And I tell you what, I actually thought I would handle this a lot better. Like just knowing, okay, well, the season's coming. There's nothing you can do about it. It's outside of your control. But I never thought with the amount of variables that have come through that it would get this far, because it's not that, okay, I think it would feel a lot better if it made sense. You know, like if all of this just made sense, I feel like I would be able to handle this. And I feel like other fans as well would be able to handle this because we know where it's going and we know where the problem's coming from. However, Brandon Aiyuk is constantly like changing the rules, changing the goalpost just to make sure that he gets the contract that he wants. And it's super, super frustrating because he wants a lot of money, right? But he won't accept a trade. He won't accept an extension from the team that the San Francisco 49ers have worked on for a trade, to the Browns, to the Patriots even. And yet he still manages to say no to that. And then the San Francisco 49ers apparently have stretched as far as they could. Like, okay, so it started at $26 million. Now it's at $30 million. Okay, we'll give Brandon Aiyuk $30 million. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown money. Is there anybody on this earth that thinks that Brandon Aiyuk, aside from Brandon Aiyuk and his fucking wife, does he deserve $33 million fucking dollars? Absolutely insane to me. So let's go ahead and look at the news that happened today. That there's a lot of, like, Adam Schefter had a couple things to say about Brandon Aiyuk's situation, a lot of how 49ers fans feel. But before we get to that, let me talk about Trent Williams real quick. The 49ers need to just set Brandon Aiyuk aside no matter how this ends. Doesn't matter what they do. Okay. He is second to Trent, and here is why. If Trent's not there, the offensive line is absolutely atrocious. We all know that. But I don't think we really think about what does that mean. Well, if Trent Williams isn't there and we have a terrible offensive line, not only is Brock Purdy having to fight off the haters, not only is Brock Purdy having to prove himself this year because people doubt him, and they will not think about the offensive line whatsoever. They will not take this offensive line and say, oh, but, you know, he's supposed to be elite. He should be able to handle that offensive line. That's how people are going to look at this. And that's the optics of it. So it completely screws over Brock Purdy in that sense because he's fucked under this offensive line. No elite quarterback can play under this. Patrick Mahomes had a terrible offensive line in the Super Bowl, and do we not remember how he played? Do we not remember how fucking average that dude looked without an offensive line? There is a reason they invested so much in the offensive line because they know the quarterback, if the quarterback's elite, just got to take care of him. He can make the average or even below average wide receivers get to the Super Bowl and win it. Yeah, there's some people who are going to say, oh, there was holding and stuff, whatever. Doesn't matter. They still addressed their offensive line, and they did get better because of it. Patrick Mahomes was able to make plays because of it. And Brock Purdy, without Trent Williams, will beat Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl. You're going to ask him to do you're asking him to do an impossible shit on a weekly basis without Trent Williams. I understand that Trent Williams was like, hey, I want a new contract after the draft, after free agency. That's absolute bullshit coming from a fan's perspective. However, coming from a player's perspective, that is one fucking high IQ move. I tell you what. Because if he didn't do that, I promise you they would have found a free agency. They would have found someone in the draft. They would have addressed it because there's no way in hell they're going to pay a 36-year-old so much guaranteed money when he can retire at any moment. And another issue is you screw over CMC as well. We all know that CMC's bread and butter is the left side. And you wonder why? It's because Trent Williams is like two offensive linemen. He can roll over, he runs over one, and then he brings down another. It's like having 3 offensive linemen on the left side. You have Banks and then Trent Williams, who's like 2 of them. And I just find it absolutely crazy to me that this has not been resolved. I find it absolutely crazy that Trent Williams is – I'm so shocked right now that the 49ers are like, well, fuck you, Brandon Aiyuk. Well, we have receivers. We have weapons, okay? We have the Avengers. We can go without Black Widow, okay? But we cannot go without Iron Man. We cannot win without Captain America, the Hulk. Can't do it. And that's who Trent Williams is. Trent Williams is such a mainstay of this team that there's nothing without him, there is no way we can win. I know we're supposed to be faithful and we're supposed to have all these, reasons like we got to believe we got the team. However, if the quarterback has 1.1 second to throw the ball, that means every throw is going to be short. That every deep ball is going to have to come from Brock Purdy scrambling for his life. That's what's going to happen. And I'm telling you right now, there isn't going to be a single stat. There isn't going to be a single fact that you could possibly say first in QBR, first in passer rating, first in completion percentage. It doesn't matter. Okay? They will tell you he sucks because of something he did in another play or in another game one time. And then they'll see how he plays under this offensive line. Oh, you see him scrambling all the time. And, he's probably going to take a lot of sacks under this. So people are going to point out the sacks issue. So you are seriously making the job not only harder on Brock Purdy this year, you're making the job harder on CMC as well. And then all the receivers that we got cowing our deep threat, you're screwing him over too. Because there's no fucking way that Brock Purdy will have time to throw the ball deep. We need Trent Williams now. Now. Fuck Brandon Aiyuk. Bring in Trent Williams right now. He's our whole offense in the sense of the fact that we can't do anything without him. We can't. We lost 3 straight games without that dude. And did you see what Brock Purdy looked? We got his fucking ass beat in all 3 of those games without him. And so I know I'm yelling, and people are like, why are you yelling? I'm so passionate about it, and I got so much to say about this because it doesn't make any fucking sense. None of this makes any sense. Why? Okay, I understand you got to pay Brock Purdy next year. I get that. If you're stuck in a rock and a high place, make a fucking decision already on Trent Williams. You have to. You do not have a choice. You can fuck around with Brandon Aiyuk. You can make him sit. That's fine. Let him screw himself over. Trent Williams is 36 years old, doesn't give a fuck, and just wants his money. I don't get it. No, I'm not the only one that's getting tired of this shit. Steelers fans who get the good end of this if it works out for them. So far, they are tired of it. They're like, why do we even want a guy who's acting like this on our team? Why would we want a guy? They're saying that. The Steelers fans are saying that. They had Antonio Brown. They had fucking nothing but divas all the time. And they're saying, we're good. We don't want him, man. That guy seems like a little bit too much trouble. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into this few things that happened today. That's just what I had to vent about. I don't know if anybody cares to hear about my vent there, but I hope I'm speaking for a lot of San Francisco 49ers fans reacting the way I am right now because it doesn't make sense. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to some things that were reported today on Brandon Aiyuk. So that way we have some facts and it's not just all me screaming at a fucking camera. And I'll try not to curse. That way I don't get in trouble or flagged or anything. So I'll try my best. I'm trying. I really am. All right. So first, Adam Schefter reported that the Browns offered more money than the Steelers and the 49ers. Okay. I think we already knew that, but this is more of a confirmation here. Aiyuk simply wanted to go elsewhere. We already know that. He wants to go to the Steelers or the Commanders. And this was on August 1st. And a trade was supposed to be intimate. I can't say the word right now. It was supposed to happen. But Brandon Aiyuk said no. So do we get mad at the front office for this? Because it sounds like the front office had moves. They were doing things. But Brandon Aiyuk's the one stopping it. He's the one that's saying one thing and then doing another. He's the one that's playing games right now. So if if Brandon Aiyuk just wasn't getting the contract, the $30 million that we know that he was offered, if Brandon Aiyuk wasn't getting the contract that he wanted from the Browns or New England, we'd probably be on his side here. But considering he's saying fuck you to everything, it's him. It is Brandon Aiyuk's fault. I was originally on Brandon Aiyuk's side. I didn't think he was that being a diva. I was like, he just wants the money he deserves. $26 million is not enough, blah, 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 blah. But after everything, there is no way in any fucking world could you possibly think that Brandon Aiyuk is in the right here. No way, dude. Does he deserve 33, 34 million? Dude, get out of here, brother. Get out of here. Scoot him to the side. It's Trent is more important. Whatever you were going to pay Brandon Aiyuk, give some to Trent. Okay? Because that's what needs to happen. So, anyway, August 1st, Trey was imminent. He did not show up to practice today, of course, which means he accumulated so far $80,000 in fines because he missed last practice as well. So that's just going to keep accumulating over time. And it's going to get worse for him because if he holds out in the season, he owes $784,000 per week in season that he misses. Holy shit. Now times that by 17, people. Now times that if we go to the playoffs. That's more than $10 million. I'm certain. Let me, you know what? I didn't even do the math on that. Let me go ahead and do the math on this. The dude's going to accumulate a lot of fucking money if he doesn't play. Let me see what he's got. All right. So let me move this out of the way. 784. The funny thing is the number that each week that he misses, the hundreds number is 666. He misses $784,666. The irony in that is kind of funny. All right, times 17 games. Obviously not counting a bye week here. That's $13 million. $13,339,322 that he'll miss this year, just regular season alone. That's his whole paycheck, whole $14.1 million. And then if you do end up paying him, he still has to pay those fines because it's with the NFL at that point. The NFL makes that decision. The NFL is the one that says, well, we're not going to avoid it. 49ers were in control of the avoidable fines throughout the offseason, through training camp. But if it goes into in-season, it's not on the 49ers. So he's fucking himself over. If I was him, I would just play the $14.1 million and then tell him I'm not signing here again. Just trade me. Promise I'll give you my all, and I'll work on the fifth-year option, $14.1 million, but you got to promise me I'm not coming here again. Make some sort of agreement like that. I do not care. But I do care. Not I don't care, but I'm sure Aiyuk cares that if he misses $13 million, that he would just get from the $33 million that he's asking, not 33, but if he got $30 million, let's say, and he didn't get these fines, he'd be fine. But if he's asking for $33 million, okay, and then next year he gets that money, he still owes $13 million fucking dollars. So I don't know what his agent's telling him, but it seems clear as day, clear as crystal, that the smart thing for Brandon Aiyuk to do is at least play. You have to, because you're screwing yourself over. And that money, that extra money you want is just going to get taken from you with the $13 million. So it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. It also got worse for Brandon Aiyuk, and here's how. Here's why. Washington now reportedly has zero interest in Aiyuk trade. Zero. And that's the place where he wanted to go. It's probably because they're like, we don't want that shit, man. We don't want that drama. We don't want that. Like, okay. You know what's crazy? And I know I should keep going down the list, but before I continue that list, if Brandon Aiyuk did what Trent Williams did and not constantly complain in the media, Trent Williams is straight up just saying, I want this or I'm not going to show up. And that's that. We haven't heard shit from Trent Williams. We haven't heard crap. He knows what he wants. He's keeping to himself. He's doing his thing. But Aiyuk feels the need to cause problems, feels the need to taint himself to other teams. He's hurting himself on a massive level, and I don't know where it's coming from. I have no idea. Whoever is telling him to act like this is in the wrong and needs to get the fuck away from Brandon Aiyuk. Who's ever telling him in his ear that, hey, you just need to miss the whole entire season. Hey, you need to act the entire training camp. That's what you need to do. You need to cause problems because teams will definitely want that. Oh, you're definitely going to get your money now. Let me double check to make sure you didn't get paid now so I end my bitching. Let me make sure. I got to make sure let me make sure that. Double checking the Twitter. Aiyuk is definitely getting traded. Lynch is pissed. That doesn't tell me anything. AB from CTE ESPN says that does an Aiyuk trade happen today? Doubt it. Steelers fans so tired of seeing the name Aiyuk on my timeline. Nope, nothing new. See if there's anything new on Trent Williams. See if there's anything new on Trent Williams. Hufunga's back at practice. Let's go. Okay, that's cool. David Lombardi reports from his Twitter. Okay, I like that. It's not a Trent Williams update, but it's a nice update. So, let's see what we got here. To everyone who likes the content or whatever, whoever's in the chat, please sub if you like the content. Like at least if you like the live. If you're like, man, I really feel sorry for this guy. I'm gonna like his live. I'll take it. So yeah, there's nothing new on Aiyuk or Trent on that situation. Okay. Damn. All right. So my rant is still valid. Okay. It's still valid. Schefter says there's never been a case as unpredictable as the Aiyuk saga. I 110% agree, but hearing that from a guy who knows the ins and outs, that knows the things that happen in the background and etc., I mean, that actually kind of says a lot. And I don't blame him because none of this makes sense. And I know I keep saying that a lot, but that is like the definition of what's happening right now. That is the pinnacle of what's happening. None of it makes sense. And that's why I keep saying it. And if it did, like I said before, I don't think we would be as well. For myself, I don't think I would be as heated. I don't think I would be as, it's just so many variables are happening in my head, so many possibilities. It's like, how and why are we here? And there is no answer to that. There is no answer. I said already before, Trent being out screws over CMC and Brock Purdy. And also the vets on the team as well, because if Brock Purdy can't perform under the worst offensive line and neither can CMC, you're also dooming the season. If you're dooming the season, you're screwing over George Kittle as well. You're screwing over all the vets in the team currently right now in their Super Bowl window, where we most likely might trade some of these older vets. And the 49ers are supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. So by doing that, you're taking away something from other players as well. Trent is just that valuable. That's how valuable he is. He is the Achilles heel. Truly. Him and Brock Purdy. We lose Brock Purdy, we're done. The season's over. We lose Trent Williams, the season's over. Okay? Literally the two most important players on offense. If we lose CMC, I think we'll be just fine. We have Jordan Mason's a stud. And if we have Trent Williams making the biggest fucking holes on the left side, I'm sure Jordan Mason will do just fine. Is he going to be CMC? No. But Brock Purdy will be able to do play action. He'll be able to throw it deep. He'll be able to do so many things. With Brandon Aiyuk, you just lose one dimension of the offense that honestly you get from Jacob Cowing. The whole thing of Brandon Aiyuk is, oh, he's a deep threat. Well, we have Jacob Cowing, who's looked like an absolute stud, who could do that job. Can he do everything Brandon Aiyuk does in intermediate or short? Probably not. But it doesn't end our season. It doesn't ruin us. We still have George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, like I said, Jacob Cowing, Juwan in third and one, and CMC. And you're going to tell me without Brandon Aiyuk, we're trash? Enough. We're trash without Trent, and we're trash without Brock. It's absolutely absurd that Trent's not been signed yet. It's fucking dumb. Anyway, so to reiterate, the fines that Brandon Aiyuk will be accumulating, $40,000 for each practice he's missed. So currently he's missed $80,000. He has $80,000 in fines currently right now. And again, to some people who were not here, if his holdout goes on into the season, he owes $784,666 each week he misses. That is $13 million for just the regular season. Just wild. It's absolutely wild. Wild. I mean, to everyone, let me know in the comments so everyone sees this later, or if you're here now, let me know in the comments how you feel about it. What is your gripe with it? Are you fine with it? Can you handle it? What's your opinion? I'd love to hear it, because this is, I feel like every 49ers fan, even the chillest one, even the patient one, has to be just reeling right now. And I'm talking about fans. I'm not talking about casuals. I'm talking about like people, fans. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at David Lombardi's his post on his YouTube. Not everyone loves David Lombardi, but there's one thing that I feel like everyone can agree on when it comes to David Lombardi. He's a nerd. The dude knows the in and outs of IRs and shit like that. He also knows the ins and outs of contracts and conversations, etc. He knows these things. He may glaze players. He may be the optimist guy, but he knows facts like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to read what he has to say about the situation in a fact point of view, not in a glazing point of view, because I'm telling you right now, he doesn't do that here. So let me go ahead and bring it up. All right. And he makes a good, valid point. So before I do that, hold on, I got my dog inside. It's like a hot outside, so I have to do this. Be right back. Go! All right. Wow, I'm back. Okay. All right. David Lombardi says, bad teams generally have more to spend than good teams. Facts. Aiyuk, by turning down trades to worse teams reportedly willing to spend huge money, has suggested he'd rather play for a good team. Yes, it does. But he can't expect bad team money from that good team. Right there, dude. It's like there's no logic. Like there's just like the reality has to set in for Brandon Aiyuk that, okay, if I want to go to a bad team, I probably will get all the money I want. But if I stay with a good team, how am I supposed to get the money I want? And don't get me started on the Steelers being a fucking Super Bowl contender, okay? You want to go to a good team? You're going to a team with a great defense that's going to get carried by a great defense that you will barely see targets for because Russell Wilson sucks and so does Justin Fields. Have you seen their offensive line for the Steelers? The Steelers' offensive line has looked trash. And they drafted like 3 of them. And that offensive line still sucks. So you're going to a worse team by going to the Steelers in almost the same boat because the 49ers offensive line is currently trash as well, but yet they're actually real Super Bowl contenders, while Steelers are not. I don't know who's in his ear telling him Steelers are Super Bowl contenders. I don't know who's telling him that you have a great chance to win a Super Bowl or a championship, anything like that, because whoever's telling him that is in complete fucking Delulu land because they are not good. You are fucking yourself over by going to the Steelers. So it's crazy to me that he's like, well, just give you Steelers. I'll take a weaker contract and I might go to the playoffs. Did you forget that even if you go to the playoffs, Patrick fucking Mahomes is in that conference? God, the level of I'm so confused because what he's doing makes no sense. If a deal is ever going to get reached, Aiyuk must believe playing for the 49ers offers some value that transcends paychecks. He clearly does not. That's what must close the gap in negotiations, and it's always been a prerequisite Oh God, these guys. He has to put a word I had trouble pronouncing. I know the word. I know what it means. I just can't say it. For agreement here. I agree. If you're going to go to a contender, there's always going to be a caveat. It's very rare. You would have to be one of the best non-QB players out there to get a contract like that, to demand something like that. You would have to be Trent Williams. You would have to be Nick Bosa. You would have to be the best wide receiver in the league. You would have to be Justin Jefferson. You at the very least, have to be the second or third best wide receiver to be doing what he's doing. Doesn't make any fucking sense. It's also easy to see why the 49ers feel obligated to stand on principle here. They have an extensive track record of getting deals done for star players done. I added done there for some reason. So this likely won't be their last large negotiation. Totally agreed. This is unique, uncharted territory that's happening right here. They've signed Nick Bosa. They've signed even Trent, CMC. They've signed Fred Warner. I mean, I can go on. Literally, him and DeForest Buckner have been the two failures so far. But the rest of the studs, they've been able to sign and get it done. I'm going to have a heart attack, people. I'm going to have a fucking heart attack. I actually feel pain right here. I feel a legitimate pain in my chest. All right. And this likely won't be their last large negotiation. And it's never about just that one negotiation. Maintaining precedent is key for the future deals. I totally agree. If Brandon Aiyuk, if the 49ers cave as well, there is an optics here. And I don't think some fans don't even see that, but there's an optics here. If the 49ers, let's say you have a company and you have a union, you're together and stuff, and you decide to trade an employee, okay, because he demanded it. Do you think that the rest of your employees are not going to look at that and be like, well, I mean, I'm better than him, so all I have to do is throw a hissy fit and I get what the fuck I want? There is a precedent here. Because not only if the 49ers do this, it's going to be a domino effect. Someone else from another team is going to be like, well, this guy did it. Why can't I? It becomes a domino effect. Now, I would be on Brandon Aiyuk's side if he wasn't doing this, if he wasn't playing games and doing all the things I mentioned before in this video. I would be on his side. I really would. I'd be happy for him. Like, he's a good player. We need him on the team. Are we better without him? Of course not. Of course not. We need him because he makes us better. But what he's doing is making us worse. So just I don't it's almost as if there's like a narcissism that I have never seen from Brandon Aiyuk. That he's just so focused on one thing, like good team, money. That's it. There is no elaboration. There's no detail. There's no extra. It's just those two things, and that is it. But you can't have that. You can't. You can't just have that, I should say. You can't if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. So anyway, let me continue. A team with contractual leverage can't just let itself get pushed around. Pretty much what I just said. It'll just invite more of that in the future. Boom. The end game questions. 49ers might be willing to bet on Purdy, Shanahan, their roster with Trent Williams. That's what I'm saying. They have to. If Aiyuk's not there, they are paying Trent Williams because they have to. And simply continue not budging. I agree with that. That's what you need to do. Would Aiyuk be willing to withstand enormous fines, lost checks, and perhaps lost value in the 2025 market to match San Francisco's stare down? That's another thing. He will lose value because he didn't play. So like, oh, well, is he even fit enough to play? Can he do what he does? He misses out entirely. He's screwing himself over. And I know he can get hurt. I get that, but he's got $14.1 million. And I get so frustrated when someone says, well, he's got to feed his family. I'm sorry, $30 million and $33 million is practically the same fucking thing when it comes to taking care of your family. Seriously. I understand 14 is way more than 30, so you can do a lot more. So I get that part. But the fact that you're saying, I have to feed my family with a $3 million difference that you know is way too much is fucking absurd. It is absurd. It is fucking absurd. And I'm probably going to get flagged for this this live because I'm cursing so much. I do apologize for people who don't like cursing. I apologize. I wanted to use this live as a vent. I wanted to use this live to be like, these are all of my concerns rolled up into one. I've tried to make videos on it. I try to be chill about it. I've tried to really try to be the logical person throughout all of this. But it comes to a point where I hope I'm speaking for other 49ers fans with this, what I called in the video, a therapy session. Because I love Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk's a great player, okay? It's just, and I would love to have him on team. And the moment that he joins our team, I'll be happy. All of that goes away. Hopefully there's no tension. But what he's doing is tearing at the soul and just the life of all 49ers fans, GM, I'm sure, and Kyle Shanahan. So I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know how he's going to deal with this. He's in for a very rude awakening coming soon if he decides to go into the season missing games. Because he has to know the 49ers can win games without him. He has to know that. If he's telling himself that, if someone is telling himself that, they're lying to him. They're lying to him. Like, Jesus. So that's my opinion on the Aiyuk and Trent Williams situation. Let's go ahead and take a look at some free agents. So that way it's not all bad. I've gotten everything how I felt about Brandon Aiyuk, how I felt about Trent Williams. I've left no stone unturned. You guys know the latest as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the available free agents. I actually legit feel a pain in my chest. I think I'm going to die. I think I need to smoke some more pot. All right. Offensive tackles. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's share this tab. Can you guys see that? Let me check. Oh, okay. All right, so here's available free agents. These are offensive tackles. Clearly, Trent Williams needs to be the guy that comes into the team, so I really shouldn't even be looking here. However, we could use a right tackle. So take a look at this. Donovan Smith, I believe he's a left tackle. David Bakhtiari is a left tackle. I think we should get someone who's a natural right tackle. That way we're not asking some old dude to try a new position. DJ Humphrey's pretty old. Jason Peters pretty old. Charles Leno, I don't think he's that bad, right? Let me see what he is. Charles Leno. I know a lot of these players just because of Madden. Madden teaches you players, man. Madden teaches you players. Let me make sure. PFF grade. Let's see what his PFF grade is. Because no one really knows how to grade offensive linemen. Let's be real. Hey, he's not bad. Why haven't we picked him up? He's played 880 snaps, which is 36 in the NFL. He has 10 penalties, which is 8th, so that's not great. But he's only allowed 3 sacks. That's what he allowed last season. That's not great, but apparently he has an overall grade of 72.5. Okay. Why have we worked him out yet? That guy seems like a stud to me. He's got to be better than fucking McKivitz. Let's check McKivitz. Actually, let me double check. Let me compare McKivitz to this Charles guy. Let's find out. McKivitz. I don't even know what his PFF grade is. I bet it's fucking terrible. PFF grade. Come on. Load, damn it. There we go. Oh my God. Are you serious? Holy shit. McKivitz has allowed 9 sacks last year. What the fuck? And he's our right tackle? What the fuck? That's crazy. Out of 1,000 snaps. Oh my God. Oh my God. McKivitz sucks, bro. Yeah, why are we picking Charles Leno? That dude's just allowed a way less amount of sacks. Billy Turner, he's trash. He was on the Jets, I believe. He sucked. He sucked on the Jets. Dwayne Brown's old. Riley Reef. Let's check it out now. Riley Reef. Let's see. PFF last year was what? PFF grade. PFF. Has anybody watched the new Lord of the Rings? While I look this up, anybody watched the new Lord of the Rings episodes? I think it's pretty good, man. I like the show. I think it's good. Anybody that bitches about it, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's a good show. Oh, he was hurt last year. He's a guard. I don't know why they haven't posted as a tackle on that list. Anyway, he only played 45 snaps last year, but he allowed 0 sacks. So, Matt Nelson, Brandon Parker sucks. Chris Hubbard's the guy we already picked up. Who's Matt Nelson? Matt Nelson. I gotta tell you guys, that may have been a rant, okay, but I feel pretty good actually. I feel good. I feel good. Like the video if you guys like the rant. Like the video if you feel sympathy for how fucking personal I'm taking this. Aiyuk shit. Where is he? Matt Nelson, PFF. Oh. He's a tackle. He only played 85. Terrible grade. Worse than McKivitz. Okay, so not him. Pass on him. Let's take a look. Charlie Heck. Let's see what we got. Charlie Heck. What the heck? PFF grade for Charlie Heck. Let's see what we got. Hey, not bad. Not bad, dude. Oh, take that back. Immediately take that back. I just saw the 1 sack and the 1 penalty, and I was like, oh, that's not bad. No, it was only in 246 snaps, and he's got an overall grade of 48.1. So rather have McKivitz over that guy. Blake Hance. Okay, let's see what Blake Hance is. Blake Hance. PFF grade. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. W's in the chat, y'all. W's in the chat. Holy shit. Who gets a 28 grade, dude? This guy, Blake Hance, do not sign that, bro. That dude has 28 grade. That dude blows chunks. All right, Jack Driscoll. Let's see what he has. That's the last tackle that's available according to the best available tackles. PFF grade. He's a guard, not a tackle, so I don't know why they have that. And he sucks too. Okay, so the best player is Charles Leno Jr. He played for the Commanders recently. He allowed 3 sacks on 880 snaps, which is 36th in the league on snaps. He allowed 3 sacks, which is not great, but I mean, it's not 9 sacks like McKivitz, but he has a shit ton of penalties. And what's worse, sacks or penalties? Well, I guess sacks can be as bad as penalties because if someone gets sacked, you probably go as far, sometimes even further than the penalty would have been if they just held the player. So, and you get a loss of down for a sack. So, yeah, a sack is significantly worse than a penalty. No, most definitely. Because you also know the quarterback's getting hurt too. I think we should check this guy out. What do you guys think? Let me share the tab. What do you guys think? Charles Leno Jr., tackle here. I know he's old. He's 10 years old. He's 10th year in the league. However, he's what do you guys think? 72.5 grade. I'm going off the grade here because I can't see his pass blocking and run blocking grade. But if it's 72.5 overall, that means he's 7 points better than McKivitz. So he's tackle with at least 20% of league highest volume are ranked. So, but that's if this guy's still available. Let me make sure he's still available because it's still showing the Washington Commanders guy. So, is he a free agent? So, yes, he's a free agent. He is a free agent right now. So, worst comes to worst, I think we should sign. Honestly, we should sign this guy anyway. Just sign him anyway. Work him out. Because that's not bad. That's not bad. 72.5, it's green. Look at that pretty little green happening here. That means he's good, right? So, all right. That's Charles. That's the best offensive lineman. Now let's go take a look at the wide DNs. Those are DNs that we need. Ngakoue is still out there. I'm actually shocked we haven't offered him like a $10 million contract or some shit for 1 year. That'd be nice. Charles Harris, Tyus Bowers, not today. So he's too old. Shaq Lawson, no. Kamiko Toure, no. Austin Bryant, no. Randy Gregory, no. He's too much of a problem apparently. And I don't think he did that much with the 49ers. So Shane Green, I never heard of the guy. Derek Rivers, no. Shane Ray, that dude's old. Shane Ray's still in the league, bro? What? I'm pretty sure that dude's old, isn't he? Or am I tripping? Yeah, he's 31. Yeah, he's old. He is old. I thought he was old and now, I'm not going to lie to you. No cap. No cap, as the kids would say. No cap. D tackles, anyone that stands out? No. Maybe Byron Young. I know he had a down year last year with the Raiders, but then again, he was with the Raiders, so it could be why. But I think we should go have Ngakoue. He's still out there, man. He's still out there. Shocked we haven't picked him up yet. I mean, like, what was it? Not That's Good Sports, but what is it? Chat Sports? Chat Sports wanted Ngakoue, like, badly, and he's still out there. Why not? Let's go after him. Why not? All right. Wide receivers, the next thing we'll take a look at. Tight end, I think we're going to go with our tight end, Salbert, Tungus, and Kittle. I don't think we're going to pick up any of these guys at all. Even though I argue that Donald Parham is actually pretty good. I'll show you guys. Hold on. I actually like Donald Parham. The tight end. I'll show you why. PFF. Not PFF, but stats. Well, actually, I'll show you the PFF stats, the PFF grade, and then I'll show you the stats. So they're not bad. I'm not okay. Let me elaborate here. Picking up Donald Parham would be a good third tight end. Not a starting, like, bona fide tight end, like, oh, we got a steal kind of guy, but someone who can definitely come in and play. He's got a bad grade of 59.7. He's fourth in receiving. He's 12th in receiving touchdowns with 4. He doesn't have that many receiving yards along with receptions. He's 36th in those, so he's definitely So yeah, he's coming off as a backup tight end for sure because he's 33rd in targets. Last year he was 36th in receptions, 36th in receiving yards, and also apparently he's a blocking tight end. So why not get this guy? I mean, he's got some blocking ability while also technically being a second-tier tight end. I like this guy. I think we should pick up Donald Parham and Charles Leno Jr. And I think that would – I'm not saying they're like game changers or anything, but Charles Leno Jr. obviously is better than McKivitz based on last year. And Donald Parham looks like a solid backup tight end. So let's look at his stats. Last year he had – the last 2 years, he averages like 12 yards a catch. He had one down year, 9.5, but he still had 3 touchdowns that year as a backup tight end. As a backup tight end, he has pretty good stats. So why not pick that guy up? So we should pick up Charles Leno Jr. and Donald Parham. That's me. That's just me. So let's go ahead and look at wide receivers. Michael Thomas. Talk about a fall off, dude. God, that dude was a god 4 years ago. Hunter Renfro. I'm shocked he's not on a team. He doesn't suck. I don't know why he's not on a team. Julio Jones is done. Alec Erickson. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Bowden was a steal on Madden. Bowden was a steal in Madden. Randall Cobb, old fuck. Richie James. Hey, we can bring Richie James back. Worst comes to worst, we get Richie James. We like Richie James, right? He's an old 49ers. Old 49er guy. Wide receiver. Callaway, no. Claypool, hell no, dude. Washington, Grant, no. Willie Snead, hell no. He talks shit about the 49ers. Bird, no. Gage, no. Dorsett, no. I'm surprised he's still in the league. Toro, Soronek. Sin, Fountain. Quez Watkins. He's got speed. That's about it. And then Jalen, the bust, Reagor. I feel bad for Jalen Reagor in a lot of ways because he's forever going to be known as the guy that Minnesota picked over not Minnesota, but was it the Eagles? I think it was the Eagles picking Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. That's right. Fucking suckers. Oh, shit. Oh, they still have Dalvin Cook on here, too. So, yes, this is probably an old list, but I didn't see Charles Leonard is supposed to still be available. What do you guys think of Dalvin Cook signing with the Cowboys? Can you believe there's actually Cowboys fans out there right now flexing? We got Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott. Super Bowl loading. So sad. So sad. Oh, shit. Hey, Ryan Tannehill's still out there. Okay, that's cool. Right, I'm surprised Trevor Seaman is still out there. I'm surprised he's out there. Kellen Mond was ass. Chris Sims was just obsessed with Kellen Mond, thinking like he was like the second coming of Tom Brady. Nathan Peterman, hell no. Duggan, no. Ripien's not bad. I think he's a good backup. I think someone should pick him up. Nate Sudfeld's a cancer. Desmond Ridder is just a joke. PJ Walker, screw you for being the 49ers that one game. And CJ Beathard. I'm surprised we haven't picked him up yet. Add him to our practice squad or something. He's Kittle's best friend. We could bring back the whole trio. We'll have Kittle, and then we'll have Trent Taylor and CJ Beathard. So we'll have all three of those dudes. All best friends hanging together, keeping the vibe, especially with apparently all this drama happening right now. Just saying. What up, Papa? What up, dude? Welcome to the stream. You're actually coming on the very end of it. I already went through everything. Went through all my stuff. Just went through all the positions we needed. Oh yeah. Last thing is look at the schedule. Let's look at the schedule. We definitely don't need linebackers, cornerbacks, or safeties. We're fine. Let's take a look at the schedule. Let me close these windows real quick. I almost closed the string yard. All right. That's all right. I go stream. I try to go stream every day. I didn't go streaming yesterday because for some reason it wouldn't load. Every time I did it, my screen would just go blank. So, but it came back on today, so we're good. We're good. I was very concerned. No, not today. Maybe not. It just depends if something happens. Oh wait, maybe because there was practice today, so there might be some training camp perspectives. So like Grant Cohn, David Lombardi, and Larry Kruger. If there's a training camp report, I'll go live at 4:20. Or if something new happens, for sure. Let me do one more thing. Let's look at the schedule for the 49ers. Just real quick. Let's share this tab. Boom. All right. We got the fuck you being. Sorry, guys. This. Why isn't it? Whatever. I'm just gonna tell you guys the game, and so then you guys just tell me if you guys think we can win without Trent Williams. So, Milwaukee, welcome, brother. Welcome to the stream, my man. Welcome to the stream. You guys are a little bit late, but it's all right. It's all right. I appreciate you, OGs. Hope your day is good. All right, so the 49ers play the Jets on Monday Night Football. The Jets are in as much turmoil as the 49ers, if not worse right now. So anyone saying the Jets are just going to beat the 49ers just because Trent Williams and the Brandon Aiyuk thing's happening right now is not paying attention to the Jets, because the Jets have issues too. They're having some problems. Their offensive line still sucks. So Jets could win. Of course they can win, especially without Trent Williams and Brandon Aiyuk there. But everyone's saying that the Jets are definitely going to win. Jets are most likely going to win without those players. I strongly disagree because their offensive line is shit. They don't have as much in that offense compared to the 49ers. So if the problem with the 49ers is the offense, if you compare the 49ers offense to the Jets offense, I'm taking the 49ers even if Brandon Aiyuk's not there. 110%. 110%. So there's that. I feel about that. The Vikings versus the 49ers, that depends. I think we can actually win that. I'm trying my best to not be biased here, but why not? Sam Darnold's the quarterback. And I think Sam Darnold's like the worst quarterback in the league right now. But then again, they have Justin Jefferson where he just got to throw the ball in. But I will say this: the Vikings still have a good defensive line. I think they do. What's their defense like? Do they have a good defensive line? Because I know they lost. What's his name? The one I thought we got. I was super ecstatic. Was a false report. I forgot his name. We got $49 million to the Texans. Danielle Hunter. There you go. Danielle Hunter. There you go. Lost him. Very, very key piece of their defense. Yeah, Danielle Hunter. Yeah. Okay. They got. I'll share this tab. All right, so this is the Vikings roster here. I like Garrett Bradbury, man. I wanted him in the drafts. I wanted Garrett Bradbury. They just picked up Stephon Gilmore. If he still has it, big deal, big deal. Shaq Griffin. Oh, I totally forgot about that guy. They got two good corners. If Stephon Gilmore can, still be the same guy, sort of, they got a good corner. They got good corners. And Byron Murphy too. Oh yeah, they got good corners. Holy shit. That's crazy. They got good corners. D-line R, Jonathan Bullard, not threatening. Harrison Phillips, maybe a little bit. Jalen Redmond, nope. Drake Rodriguez, nope. Taki Tamanamani, nope. Jerry Tillery, are you kidding me? No. That's their D-line. There's only one person on here that I respect, and that's Harrison Phillips. Who else they got? Is that really all? Are these offensive outside linebackers, pass rushers? Jonathan Greenard, isn't he good? Oh, they got Dallas Turner. That's right. Okay, they got studs. Well, how did Jonathan Greenard do last year? I can't go through the entire schedule doing all this, but if we are going to be without Trent Williams and we do bad, it would probably be good to know the first 4 games, because the first 4 games will tell us a lot. So, holy shit! Okay, I may have spoke a little too soon about the D-line. Man, spoke a little too soon. So, because they have Harrison Phillips, who I respect, like I said. Jonathan Greenard's a fucking stud muffin, dude. He had 13 sacks, was it? 14 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 25 solo tackles, grade of 78.2. Okay, he's pretty good. And if Dallas Turner can actually be defensive rookie of the year, if he could pull that off, that means this defense 8. So if Dallas Turner is any good, this D-line will actually be pretty good. But if they just got Jonathan Greenard and Harrison Phillips to worry about, I'm not too concerned. But if Dallas Turner is, I feel like that's just the tipping point, because now you have to worry about 3 elite defenders, and that's on the line while your offensive line's garbage. I don't think you can do that. So, who else? Man. Well, it's definitely not going to be a passing game because their corners are really good. And if their D-line can get to quarterback, they'll probably have to run the ball. And we'd probably lose this game, to be honest with you. I'm a lot more confident that we would lose to the if you ask me what was most likely between the Jets and the Vikings, I think we would lose to the Vikings more likely than the Jets. That's just my opinion. The Rams, everyone's talking about how good the Rams are this year, but I don't know if it's my bias or not, but I'm pretty sure Matthew Stafford is dealing with arm issues. Like his whole fucking hand is giving him problems. And the D-line doesn't have Aaron Donald. Don't know what it's going to look like. I know they have Jared Verse they drafted, but they lost their number 1 corner. I don't think the Rams are going to be that good, dude. They were a lot better last year. I don't think they got better this year. I know they got Jared Verse, and then you're asking what's his name, Tre'Davious White, to be his old self, which is why the Bills got rid of him in the first place, because he wasn't. I think that's a W. I don't know. I can't really. If they had Aaron Donald, I would literally tell you that we're going to lose this game if we don't have Trent Williams. I will tell you that, but they don't. There's nobody on that D-line I'm scared of at all. And the problem is the offensive line, and what goes against the offensive line is the D-line. So if I'm not afraid of the D-line, why am I afraid at all? So yeah, and their offensive line is not very good either. The Rams are having issues on the offensive line. So I agree, Papa. They're being way too hyped. They're worse this year. They got worse. I don't get it. Patriots, same thing. I think that's a W, regardless of, even if both Brandon Aiyuk and Trent Williams weren't there. So I see at least a 2-2 start. I see a 2-2 start. Cardinals, I actually think the Cardinals are going to be good this year. I haven't made any predictions or anything, but they got better, and they beat good teams last year. I think the Cardinals deserve a little more respect than what people are like trashing them for, because they got better. You know, they got a solid offensive line, not the best, but they got Paris Johnson, and I believe they drafted a couple other offensive linemen. I don't know. I just think the Cardinals are going to be better this year. I think Harrison Jr. is going to just be a stud. James Conner is going to do his thing. He hasn't looked like he's slowing down at all. Why not? Why in the hell do people think that Geno Smith is just going to magically be good with Mike McDonald? He was trash with the Jets. He was trash with every single other team that he joined. But then Pete Carroll unlocks Geno Smith. Everyone knows, okay, Pete Carroll's a great coach. Okay. We know that considering what Russell Wilson was in Denver, we know what Pete Carroll can do with a quarterback. Okay. And then he brings in a complete bust in Geno Smith and makes him look good. Is that coincidence? That every other coach that tried to make Geno Smith look good couldn't do it, but yet Pete Carroll could? So now we're going to assume that Mike McDonald, who is a defensive coach, to hire the right guy to make sure that Geno Smith is the same dude? Just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there's a lot of assumptions that people are not taking account for, while other people are assuming the 49ers, with the whole drama going on, is the worst of the NFC West. That because of this drama, everything I brought up about the Cardinals, Seahawks, or Rams gets voided immediately. And that makes no sense to me. So I'm not going to go the rest of this. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I just wanted to get over the first two games that the 49ers would play. I could see, of course, we could go 0-4. But if I'm making a prediction, if it happens, this is going to be my prediction. First 4 games without them, 2-2. That's what I got. I think they'll go 2-2. Not the best start, but it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. That's my prediction. So, what do you got? What do you think, Papa? What do you think the first 4 games? 0-4, 1-3, 2-2, 4-0. Go ahead and delete that. Oh my God, I'm out of water too. My voice is dying. All right, guys, that's everything. That is absolutely all the stuff I want to get out. Thank you to everyone who decided to hear my rant. If you disagree with my rant, please let me know in the comments, because we're all in this together, man. This whole drama shit happening with Aiyuk and Trent, we are in this together. So if you disagree, try not to make it personal, but just let me know why you disagree and how much you feel, what you feel about it. Because, like I said, I'm sure all of us have an opinion that we want to speak out. And like I always say, there's nothing better than good conversation, especially conversation that hopefully gets things off our chest. So all love, fam. Sub if you like the content. Like if you like the video. All love, fam. And I'll see you next video.